Good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग बेटा।
मैम आज कौन सा ब्लॉक पढ़ाया जाएगा?
आज ब्लॉक 2 होगा, कॉस्मोलॉजी टू कोरोलॉजी वाला। कल ब्लॉक 1 हो गया था आपका। ठीक है। ब्लॉक
जी
1
सर।
जो था अंडरस्टैंड इंट्रोडक्शन टू ज्योग्राफिकल थॉट, ब्लॉक 1 अंडरस्टैंडिंग ज्योग्राफी, फाउंडेशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ ज्योग्राफी कल हो गया था। आज ब्लॉक 2 कॉस्मोग्राफी टू कोरोलॉजी होगा, जिसमें हमारा यूनिट 3 क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी है, यूनिट 4 पीरियड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन है।
ओके मैम।
सो स्टार्ट करते हैं अभी क्लास। ठीक है। तो कॉस्मोलॉजी टू कोरोलॉजी। तो कॉस्मोलॉजी होता क्या है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय कॉस्मोलॉजी देन टुवर्ड्स टू कोरोलॉजी? उसमें दो पीरियड है, जैसे कि क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी। क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी मीन्स आपका इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी आ जाएगा उसमें, जैसे कि फील्ड्स, इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी के फील्ड्स, उसके थ्योरी, उसके मेथोडोलॉजी, उसके अप्रोचेस ड्यूरिंग द क्लासिकल पीरियड, which is known as the classical period of modern geography or the initial stage of emergence of modern geography. It covers the contribution of Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant जो थे वो क्लासिकल पीरियड के ज्योग्राफर थे, with the methodological view of the nature of geography. The impact of Kant views on geography, the contribution of Alexander von Humboldt, known as the father of modern geography. Father of modern geography von Humboldt भी थे. The contributions of Carl Ritter and the major dichotomies in geography. Then period of integration क्या होता है? Period of integration which deals with the discussion on the integrations of various viewpoints given by the various scholars, which further consolidated with the holistic nature of geography, and for the first time the foundation for a synthetic approach in the man nature society interference was established. ठीक है। तो इंटीग्रेशन में क्या होता है? इंटीग्रेशन में वेरियस स्कॉलर्स जो थे उनके व्यू पॉइंट्स लिए गए थे। ठीक है। रिगार्डिंग व्हाट? रिगार्डिंग द होलिस्टिक नेचर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी एंड फॉर द फाउंडेशंस फॉर अ सिंथेटिक अप्रोच इन द बेस्ड ऑफ मैन नेचर सोसाइटी। ठीक है। इट कवर्स द कंट्रीब्यूशंस एंड व्यूज ऑफ वॉन रिस्टोफेन, then Friedrich Ratzel, Alfred Hettner, Blash, then W.M. Davies, then Harlan Barrows, Carlos Saucer, ये सब स्कॉलर्स थे पीरियड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन में। अभी हम पढ़ेंगे क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी क्या है। क्लासिकल पीरियड में मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी में इसमें हम पढ़ेंगे फाउंडेशन एंड ज्योग्राफी एंड इट्स प्लेस इन द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ नॉलेज। नॉलेज में क्या क्या आएगा आपका? जैसे कि उसका नेचर, उस ज्योग्राफी का नेचर क्या है? नेचर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी विच share the several characteristics with what it is traditionally called art and science. It may be one among many other factors due to which geography had to struggle for a place in the university system. जैसे कि हम्बोल्ट थे, इमानुएल कांत थे, ये सब क्लासिकल ज्योग्राफी के कंट्रीब्यूटर थे। ठीक है। मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी, क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी, इन लोग क्या करते थे? दैट दीज स्कॉलर्स इन 18 to 19 जो सेंचुरी, these scholars link with the period of modern philosophy and Immanuel Kant, who laid down the theoretical foundations of scientific geography. तो अभी हम जो पढ़ेंगे वो कंट्रीब्यूशन पढ़ेंगे, डिफरेंट स्कॉलर्स के डिफरेंट कंट्रीब्यूशन हम पढ़ेंगे। फर्स्ट वन इज योर कंट्रीब्यूशंस ऑफ इमानुएल कांत, जो कि आप 1 सेकेंड।
मैम से कॉस्मोग्राफी और कोरियोलॉजी क्या है, थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बोलिए।
कॉस्मोग्राफी एंड कोरोलॉजी, कॉस्मोग्राफी एंड कोरोलॉजी में इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, कॉस्मोलॉजी से कोरल, इट गॉट दी ट्रांसफॉर्म इनटू साइंटिफिक डिसिप्लिन। जो साइंटिफिक डिसिप्लिन है ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड विद द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी। मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी जो गया, कोरोलॉजी को गया, जो साइंटिफिक डिसिप्लिन था वो कॉस्मोलॉजी। कॉस्मोलॉजी हम क्या करते हैं, कॉस्मोलॉजी रिलेटेड टू अर्थ, जितने सारे कॉस्मोस थ्योरी होते हैं तो रिलेटेड वो सारे साइंटिफिक डिसिप्लिन गया। तो उससे हम किस तरह से क्लासिकल पीरियड ऑफ मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी 18th सेंचुरी में किस तरह से 18 से 19th सेंचुरी को गए, ये वाला कॉस्मोलॉजी ज्योग्राफर्स को रिलेटेड है। जैसे कि आपके स्कॉलर्स लाइक कोरोलॉजिकल अप्रोच के क्या क्या स्कॉलर्स है, जैसे कि एनवायरमेंटल पॉसिबिलिज्म अप्रोच, ये कोरोलॉजिकल गया। जैसे कि एरियल डिफरेंशिएशन अप्रोच, कल्चरल लैंडस्केप अप्रोच, इवोल्यूशनरी अप्रोचेस हेल्पिंग टू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द मैटर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी एंड इट्स मेथड ऑफ एनालिसिस। नेक्स्ट है कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इमानुएल कांत, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है। इमानुएल कांत, इमानुएल कांत जो थे उनकी बॉर्न था 1724 एंड डाइड 1804। Immanuel Kant was a German philosopher who is considered to be the father of modern philosophy, not modern geography, modern philosophy। confusion मत होना, Humboldt है modern geography, ये है modern philosophy। He also made immense contribution to the field of geography and put geography on a solid foundation with an argument for placing geography as a science discipline. Although it is imperative that Kant never wrote a book on geography during his lifetime, इन्होंने कभी भी ज्योग्राफी के ऊपर कभी भी बुक लिखा ही नहीं। He taught physical geography at Koenigsberg University for a very long time. His idea of geographical knowledge encompasses an orderly investigations of a really differentiated phenomena. कांत प्रेजेंटेड है, इसको आपको थ्योरी की तरह सुनना है। इनका बायोग्राफी जो बोलते हैं ना, बायोग्राफी फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग टू डेथ तक इन्होंने किया है, क्या क्या किया है। तो स्टार्टिंग इनकी बॉर्न कहाँ पे हुई, इनकी स्टडी कहाँ पे हुई, इन्होंने किस चीज पे कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया, कौन से यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ाया, कितने बुक्स लिखे, इनका फिलोसॉफिकली थॉट क्या था, ये सब चीजें। Kant presented a systematic classification of knowledge for the first time and placed geography as an empirical science based on experience, उनके ऑब्जर्वेशन को लेके, उन्हें उनके एनालिसिस को लेके ऑफ द फेनोमेनल वर्ल्ड। इम्पेरिकल साइंस, उन्होंने जो अपना क्लासिफिकेशन, जितना अपना दिमाग नॉलेज उन्होंने दिया, किस चीज पे था, उनके एक्सपीरियंस पे बेस्ड था, उनके ऑब्जर्वेशन पे बेस्ड था, उनके एनालिसिस पे बेस्ड था। The concept of space as it is exist at that point of time enabled him to recognize geography as a spatial science. Okay, spatial science. Although the concept of space itself has undergone a change from Euclidean space to Newtonian space, thanks of Einstein concept of space-time. The modern concept of space relates to relational space, and its understanding is based on relative attributes. According to Kant, knowledge can be studied in two ways. ये सारे important points है, अगर इमानुएल कांत का आता है एग्जाम में तो ये सारे पढ़ना तो बहुत कुछ है, लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट उनके अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम नॉलेज कैन बी स्टडीड इन टू वेज। एक था, वन इज थ्रू प्योर रीजन, दूसरा था थ्रू द सेंस बोथ इनर एंड आउटर। ही वाज ऑफ द ओपिनियन
मैम
दैट
हेलो मैम।
ज्योग्राफी। यस,
मैम वो जो इलूसिडियन स्पेस टू न्यूटोनियन स्पेस वो क्या होता है?
कौन सा वाला इल्यूसिड?
यस
एक
मैम।
सेकेंड, इल्यूसिडियन जो यहाँ पे जो है कॉस्मोलॉजी से, कॉस्मोग्राफी से जो कोरोलॉजी है वो वाला है, कॉस्मोलॉजी टू कोरोलॉजी। कॉस्मोलॉजी जो साइंटिफिक मेथड है वो इल्यूसिडियन है, जो कोरोलॉजी है वो न्यूटन है।
ओके मैम।
He was of the opinion that geography as a science was confined to a study of natural phenomena on or near the surface of the earth. Further, he sought a distinction between physics, which is a theoretical science, and geography, which is an empirical science. But it is a systematic science as it deals with the system of nature. थियोरेटिकल क्या होता है? थियोरेटिकल और इम्पेरिकल में डिफरेंस क्या होता है? थियोरेटिकल में आपका आउटर एंड इनर सेंस रहता है कि जो कि नेचर बेस्ड होता है, जैसे कि मैन में सोल एंड सेल्फ जो इनर सेंस है, जिसमें साइकोलॉजी होता है, ठीक है, इनर सेंस उसका। फिजिक्स में थियोरेटिकल भी रहता है, अदर थियोरेटिकल भी रहता है, नेचुरल साइंस भी रहता है। ये सारे थियोरेटिकल में गए। इम्पेरिकल में क्या होता है? इम्पेरिकल में आपका स्पेस एंड टाइम आता है। स्पेस एंड टाइम में जैसे ज्योग्राफी और हिस्ट्री ऑफ नेचर, इस सब चीज में आपका टाइम जरूरी है, स्पेस भी जरूरी है। एंथ्रोपोलॉजी हो गया, हिस्ट्री ऑफ मोरल्स हो गया, ये सारे आपके इम्पेरिकल स्टडीज हैं। एक सेकंड। देन है आपका नेक्स्ट है इसका कांत का। मैं इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स बता देती हूँ। ही ऑल्सो गेव 5-fold डिविजन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी, लार्ज पार्ट ऑफ विच आर कंसेप्चुअली स्टिल रिलेवेंट। दिस आर, फर्स्ट है आपका मैथमेटिकल। मैथमेटिकल में क्या है? इन्होंने द फॉर्म, साइज, मूवमेंट ऑफ द अर्थ एंड इट्स प्लेस इन द सोलर सिस्टम, ये सब चीजों को इमानुएल कांत ने मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन में दिखाया। सेकंड है आपका मोरल। मोरल में क्या आएगा आपका? द कस्टम आएगा, बिलीफ आएगा, कैरेक्टर ऑफ द मैन आएगा इन रिलेशन टू द एनवायरमेंट। थर्ड आएगा आपका पॉलिटिकल। फोर्थ आएगा आपका मर्सेंटाइल, मर्सेंटाइल जो कि कमर्शियल है। एंड फिफ्थ है आपका थियोलॉजिकल, द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रिलीजियंस। इसमें ये भी है, आप लोगों को थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा। इम्पैक्ट क्या है कांत व्यू ऑन ज्योग्राफी, क्या क्या इम्पैक्ट रहा कांत के व्यू का, इमानुएल कांत के व्यूज को ज्योग्राफी को लेकर। द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ कांत व्यूज ऑन ज्योग्राफी इज प्रोफाउंड। For the first time, geographical knowledge became systemized, although later scholar in the field rejected Kant views. ठीक है, जितने सारे बाद में स्कॉलर आए उन्होंने कांत के व्यूज को रिजेक्टेड किया। क्यों किया? These views held significance in understanding space and its multiple attributes. Later, researchers differentiate between absolute, relative, and relational space. His division of geography into several branches. इन्होंने कांत ने क्या किया था? ज्योग्राफी को डिफरेंट सेवरल ब्रांच में डिवाइड किया था, जो कि हेल्प किया लेटर स्कॉलर को। जितने सारे उसके बाद आए, जितने सारे ज्योग्राफर, जितने सारे स्कॉलर, डिफाइन करने के लिए इलेबोरेटली द मल्टीपल सब ब्रांचेस ऑफ ज्योग्राफी ड्यूरिंग द सब्सिक्वेंट पीरियड ऑफ कांत कंट्रीब्यूशन इज आल्सो सिग्निफिकेंट इन गिविंग राइज टू द स्पेशल कोरोलॉजिकल अप्रोच. These are the some points which need to be mentioned in this context. First है आपका geography being an empirical science, is incapable of developing theoretical basis. Second है it as a geography deals with natural phenomena. It also has rational laws of nature based on which deductions are made. Thirdly, geography is also a law-finding discipline as it tries to establish causality between phenomena and therefore introduce an element of rationality. Fourth one is, since geography is concerned with studying the relationship among things in space. ये 4 पॉइंट है इमानुएल कांट के व्यूज इम्पैक्ट. नेक्स्ट हम पढ़ेंगे कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ अलेक्जेंडर वॉन हम्बोल्ट. बर्थ इनका था 1769, डेथ हुई थी 1859. The classical period of modern geography commences with two eminent stalwarts and their seminal works belonging to first half of the 19th century. इन्होंने जो वॉन हम्बोल्ट का जो वर्क्स था वो अर्ली फर्स्ट हाफ 19th सेंचुरी में इनका वर्क को कंसिडरेशन किया गया था. ठीक है. They are considered to be the founders of modern geography. Modern मतलब आपका 19th century, beginning of the 19th century modern geography. The name of these two scholars are Alexander von Humboldt and कार्ल राइटर. उनके साथ कार्ल राइटर ने भी योगदान दिया था. द टू रिप्रेजेंट टू डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस. ये दो जोग्राफर ने अपने दो डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस इन द स्टडी ऑफ द ज्योग्राफी किया था. दे बोथ हैड मेनी व्यूज इन कॉमन and their exchange of views was a critical importance in the development of geography. Humboldt studied in the University of Frankfurt. Frankfurt कहाँ पे है? Frankfurt, where is Frankfurt?
Ma'am, Frankfurt is in Germany.
Yes, Germany. Frankfurt, Göttingen and Hamburg. वहां से की थी. He was trained as a mining engineer. उन्होंने जो पढ़ाई की थी वो ट्रेन जिसमें हुए थे वो माइनिंग इंजीनियर में हुए थे. He also studied geology and botany. He traveled to various countries in Europe and Latin America. He minutely observed natural phenomena and this made him interested in studying geography. ज्योग्राफी पढ़ने से पहले इन्होंने माइनिंग इंजीनियरिंग का ट्रेनिंग लिया हुआ था और जियोलॉजी बॉटनी भी पढ़ चुके थे. His contribution to developing geography as a systematic academic discipline was seminal. He is considered as a versatile scholar. His interests covered a wide span of multidisciplinary fields, namely geology, mineralogy, art, magnetism, meteorology, botany, and geography. His methodology was inductive and empirical based on scientific observation. वो जितने भी सारे उनका इम्पिरिकल स्टडीज होता था वो सारे साइंटिफिक बेस्ड पे ऑब्जर्वेशन वो करते थे. ऐसे मतलब तुक्का लगा के सोच के मतलब हो सकता है वो नहीं. वो ऑब्जर्वेशन करते थे थ्रू प्रॉपर साइंटिफिक वे. He traveled extensively and established his theory on the basis of intensive field work. उन्होंने अपने रिसर्च वर्क में ज्यादातर जितने सारे उन्होंने रिसर्च किए ज्यादातर वो फील्ड वर्क किया है. उन लोगों ने फील्ड वर्क ज्यादा किया हुआ है. He collected extensive data on various aspects of the landforms or physical phenomena, then classified and analyzed such data for arriving at his conclusion. His field of inquiry was an observable world of phenomena. He distinguished between physiographia and the systematic natural science. ठीक है. ये वाला क्वेश्चन आता है कॉस्मोस. कॉस्मोस थ्योरी किसने लिखा था? His major publication was Cosmos in 1845. His other publications include Atlas Geographique et Physique du Nouveau Continent 1814 से 19 तक. According to him, division of knowledge can be categorized into three. First, the phenomena should be examined taxonomically as in botany, zoology and geology, which are physiographic. These were the systematic science. Second, in the historical science, which dealt with existing phenomena such as the history of the development of animal, plant and rock. Third was geonosy or earth science, which he variously defined as Irkunde theory. ये वाला भी आता है Irkunde theory, de la terre, geography, physics और physical geography. He invented the term climatology. ठीक है, climatology. He made a significant contribution to various sub branches of geography such as climatology, plant geography, oceanography, cartography, etc. Humboldt include human and his work in his study of nature and natural's area, but he did not consider them to be the primary determinant in shaping the landscape. He did mention town, villages, fields, and crops as the elements of landscape, which he viewed in its totality, which is to mean holistically. इनका कहाँ का ड्यूरिंग हिज ट्रैवल पीरियड टू मैक्सिको वेनेजुला क्यूबा ही स्टडी नेटिव सिविलाइजेशन and wrote political essay which are considered as a model for human geography. In all his studies, he adhered to the principle of unity and causality. नेक्स्ट हम पढ़ेंगे कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ, मैं थोड़ा आपको पढ़ाते जाऊंगी, लेकिन आपको थोड़ा डिटेल पढ़ना पड़ेगा। सारा डिटेल 2 क्लास में होना पॉसिबल नहीं है, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये
मैडम
वाला
बुक
सेकंड
तो अभी नहीं मिला ना हम लोगों को,
मैं
मुझे नहीं
लिंक
मिला
शेयर
अभी
कर
तक।
दूंगा। ऑनलाइन देख लो बेटा, ऑनलाइन देख लो। हम लोग को भी बुक नहीं मिला है, मेरे पास भी बुक नहीं आया है, तो ऑनलाइन हम लोग को देखना पड़ रहा है ना। जब तक नहीं आया, देखो ऑनलाइन भी तो देख सकते हो, उसमें क्या है। मोबाइल आप लोग फेसबुक देखते हो, व्हाट्सअप करते हो ऑनलाइन, तो एक आर्टिकल पढ़ने में क्या है, ऑनलाइन 2-3 पेज का डेली डेली रात में 1 पेज का पढ़ो, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ कार्ल रेटर का 1 पेज का तो पढ़ ही सकते हो। कौन बोल रहा है कि पूरा 12 पेज का एक ही दिन देख लो। एक ही पेज पढ़ो, 1 घंटा पढ़ो, एनफ। 1 पेज पढ़ लिया, 1 घंटा पढ़ लिया, दैट्स इट। 1 घंटे में 100 लाइन पढ़ोगे, कम से कम 20 लाइन तो लिख पाओगे। कौन बोल रहा है 100 लाइन लिखने के लिए? 20 लाइन लिखो, जो जो इम्पोर्टेंट है उतना ही करो। ऑनलाइन में सब चीज देखते हो, बट ये सॉफ्ट कॉपी अब तक नहीं आया है, तो एडजस्ट तो करना पड़ेगा ना, एडजस्ट करके करोगे। देन सेकंड है आपका, हाँ बेटा क्या हुआ?
हेलो मैम, गुड इवनिंग।
हाँ गुड इवनिंग बेटा, बोलो।
मैम मैं पूछ रही थी, अगर इस चैप्टर से अगर आएगा तो अभी 5 मार्क्स का आएगा कि या फिर 10 का भी आ सकता है?
देखो ये तो मुझे पता नहीं है आपका मार्किंग स्कीम क्या है, वो आपको डिटेल सेंटर से ही पता चलेगा क्या मार्किंग स्कीम है। मुझे बस पढ़ाना है, मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ। जैसा भी मुझे पता चलता है आई विल शेयर यू इन द ग्रुप, ओके।
ओके। एक्चुअली असाइनमेंट में जो है ना वो 10 का भी है और 5 का है, तो इसीलिए मैंने पूछ लिया।
अच्छा ठीक है, तो मुझे मार्किंग स्कीम पता नहीं है, क्योंकि फर्स्ट टाइम ये वाला आपका एमएसजी चालू हो रहा है, तो मुझे पता नहीं कि क्या मार्किंग स्कीम है। वो सेंटर डिसाइड करेंगे, ठीक है।
ओके
ठीक है, ठीक है, मैं
ओके
पढ़ा लेती हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत आपका सिलेबस थोड़ा मतलब कवर करना है ना। ठीक है,
ओके
सेकंड वन इज जो कंट्रीब्यूशंस ऑफ कार्ल रिटर। ठीक है, इनका जो बॉर्न हुए थे कार्ल रिटर, वो 1779 में हुए थे। उनकी डेथ 1859 में हुई थी। कार्ल रिटर वाज born in Quedlinburg in Germany in 1779 and studied at the University of Halle हेली, वहीं पे जर्मनी में है। लेटर ही joined the University of Göttingen for studies and became a professor of geography at the University of Berlin in 1820 and also at the Royal Military Academy in Berlin for the rest of his life. ठीक है, 1820 में उन्होंने प्रोफेसर एज ए ज्वाइन किया था ज्योग्राफी डिपार्टमेंट में यूनिवर्सिटी इन बर्लिन में, फिर 1820 में। And also at the same time he also joined the Royal Military Academy in Berlin for the rest of his life. Karl Ritter was another great scholar of the contemporary period who influenced geographical thought for a considerable period of time and has immense contribution to the foundation of modern geography. His thoughts and ideas of geography as an empirical and descriptive science and initiated the great debate of dichotomy within the subject during the subsequent decades. His methodology was inductive and empirical, जो कि जो कि हम्बोल्ट का भी सेम था मेथोडोलॉजी, इंडक्टिव एंड एम्पिरिकल. ही emphasized the interdependence of thing and phenomena. Ritter further clarified that there is a hierarchy in spatial arrangement of terrestrial phenomena. He held the view that the uniqueness of geography lies in characterizing and explaining the areal associations of terrestrial phenomena in unit areas of different orders, beginning with the smallest area and ending with the major generic region. Karl Ritter was a regionalist, as through his work he completed an interpretations of regional geography with complete details of aerial units through shifting and synthesis. रीटर्स ज्योग्राफिकल कॉन्सेप्ट, क्या क्या कॉन्सेप्ट था रीटर, ये पॉइंट याद रख लेना, 5 पॉइंट जो है कार्ल रीटर के. रीटर बिलीव दैट द मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ ज्योग्राफी इज एसेंशियली बेस्ड ऑन ए posterior principle, means inductive reasoning, and not on prior principle. He highlighted that the geographical phenomena are unique, which gives geographical reason a distinct identity. Third है, he emphasized the spatial arrangement of phenomena. Fourth है, he tried to establish interconnection between sets of phenomena in the same area, means areal association, and between one place and another place. Fifth one is his philosophical viewpoint was teleological. टेलीलॉजिकल के जो व्यू पॉइंट था वो कार्ल रिटर ने दिया था. ये वाला क्वेश्चन भी आता है टेलीलॉजिकल. टेलीलॉजी क्या होता है? टेलीलॉजी रेफर्स to the understanding of events or phenomena in relation to their underlying purpose. Readers का क्या था? Readers believed that God is the planner of the universe and scientists must uncover the God-given purpose for humanity to follow and develop. On the contrary, Humboldt remained rooted in scientific exploration relating events in relation to their environment. नेक्स्ट वाला आपका है डाइकोटॉमीज और डुअलिज्म. वॉन हम्बोल्ट का, कार्ल रिटर का आप अगर नोटबुक में अपना नोट कर लेंगे तो अच्छा है. देखो वैसा नहीं है कि इग्नो का स्टडी मटेरियल नहीं आया है तो हम नहीं पढ़ पाएंगे. आप गूगल से किसी भी उस पे ज्योग्राफर्स का लगाओ, मतलब सर्च करोगे तो वो आ जाएगा, बहुत क्लियरली मेंशन रहता है. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि बर्थ डेट सब जगह अलग अलग होगा, डेथ रेट सब जगह अलग अलग, सेम ही रहता है. तो आप उसी से भी आप नोट करके लिख सकते हो ऑनलाइन से देख कर. डाइकोटॉमीज और डुअलिज्म इन ज्योग्राफी. डाइकोटॉमीज और डुअलिज्म इन ज्योग्राफी क्या होता है? ज्योग्राफी एज एन academic discipline exhibit a wide range of dichotomous thoughts and ideas since its inceptions. From very early years in the process of its emergence for celestial science to terrestrial science. Celestial क्या होता है? Terrestrial क्या होता है? Can anyone answer me? What is celestial? What is terrestrial?
Ma'am,
Means
is
celestial is
related
space.
to
on the surface.
Yes,
Earth's
celestial means
surface?
space. Terrestrial means
On the
Earth's
surface,
surface?
the physiography.
not audible. Can you tell me?
The physiography or physical properties which are exist on the surface of Earth.
Yes, correct.
Ma'am, what is
Terrestrial
the
side.
difference between dichotomy and dualism?
अभी तो पढ़ा रही हूँ ना, मैं बता रही हूँ. स्टार्टिंग तो
Okay,
होने दो, पहले पढ़ लो. डाइकोटोमी एंड डुअलिज्म में पढ़ा रही हूँ ना. डाइकोटोमी क्या है, डुअलिज्म क्या है, मैं बताऊंगी. डाइकोटोमी क्या है, डुअलिज्म क्या है, मैं आई नहीं हूँ अब तक. डुअलिज्म क्या होता है? डुअलिज्म होता है एमर्ज. डुअलिज्म एमर्ज्ड ड्यूरिंग its evolutions with respect to its subject matter, approach to the study and methodology to study of human environmental relationship in geography. In terms, the dualism or dichotomy was whether geography should study only the physical setup, space, human beings who inhabit the space, popularly called dualism between physical versus human. In terms of this approach, the dualism cover issues such as whether geography should seek general principle or it describe unique and particular phenomena. It also include dualism such as regional versus systematic, ideographic versus normative, determinism versus possibilism, and in terms of methodology, deductive versus inductive and quantitative versus qualitative. This many contradiction indicate that there can be diverse way in which one could interpret and analyze event and phenomena. Basically, dualism is a immersed. This thing is immersed during its evolution with study to the human environment relationship in geography. ठीक है. और जो डुअलिज्म है उसके इश्यूज क्या है, मतलब उसके इश्यूज है उस यूनिक, उस चीज को यूनिक डिस्क्राइब करना, किस चीज को जो उसका पर्टिकुलर जो वेदर ज्योग्राफी को रिलेटेड को लेके उसके जो प्रिंसिपल है, उसके जो फेनोमेना है, उसके जो इवेंट्स है, उसको वो डिस्क्राइब करना. इट इंक्लूड्स आल्सो डुअलिज्म सच एज जैसे कि रीजनल वर्सेस सिस्टमैटिक, आइडियोग्राफिक, ये सब आपके डुअलिज्म में आएंगे. The founding father underlined the defining attributes of geography as a spatial science dealing with the phenomenal world. Both scholars highlighted the anthropomorphic nature of the subject. In essence, geography deals with the spatial differentiation and explanation of physical as well as human factor or phenomena. Since the beginning of 18th century, this concept has been emphasized by experts and scholars. However, geography has two divisions, namely physical and human, each focusing on their individual characteristics. Earth is the abode of both human and non-human. Therefore, both are part of environment. The environment is one which exhibits spheres, namely physical components and cultural components. The components are called spheres such as atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. On the other hand, economic sphere, cultural sphere, social sphere, and political sphere on the other hand. The vastness of nature has necessitated the geography into two primary divisions so that an accurate, orderly, rational, and systematic analysis of the content of the subject can be dealt with. Moreover, as the earth surface is diverse in terms of physical characteristics, so are the social, cultural characteristics, human kind, complex, diverse, differentiated in space and time. The views of environmental determinism and possibilism, which largely overshadowed the research theme of the 19th and early 20th century geographers, today stand invalidated. In the 21st century, the binaries between physical and human, systematic and regional, quantitative and qualitative, man and nature, which generated dichotomy and dualism, have given way to holistic metaphor like human environment coupling, society man interference, socializing nature, हाइब्रिड ज्योग्राफी, ये सारे सब हैं. There is no scope for a dichotomy between the branches of study. However, having stated that the study of geography must be specialized, technical, and based on scientific knowledge, which has to be synthesized in the correct perspective so that the subject in its totality can be advanced. A systematic study of both physical and human geography was made by the scholar, although it must be stated that the genesis of dualism in geography was also started from the classification of subject into physical and human geography. नीचे आपके समरी में दिया गया है कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इमानुएल कांट, कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ अलेक्जेंडर वॉन humboldt, कार्ल रीटर, ये सब आप लोग थोड़ा ऑनलाइन में पढ़ लीजिएगा एक बार फिर से. इसमें क्वेश्चंस भी तो दे रखा है आपके ऑनलाइन मटेरियल में. क्रिटिकली असेस द व्यूज ऑफ कार्ल रीटर इन द फाउंडेशन ऑफ ज्योग्राफी. ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आएंगे एग्जाम में. क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ अलेक्जेंडर वॉन humboldt इन ज्योग्राफी. तो आपको स्टोरी की तरह इसको पढ़ना है, रटना नहीं है. जितने बार 2-3 बार पढ़ोगे तो आपको बायोग्राफी की तरह याद रह जाएगा. नेक्स्ट है आपका यूनिट 4 में आपका है पीरियड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन. पीरियड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन में क्या है? पीरियड ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन इज कंसिडर टू बी एन attempt of channelize geographical knowledge through a process of systemization of concept put forth by eminent scholar, particularly as geographers seems to have got divided between dichotomies that we have already studied in previous unit. The concept are spatial. The concept are spatial and holistic and synthetic nature of geography. For the first time, the foundation of synthetic approaches in human nature society interface was established. ये है. देन आपका है इसमें जैसे कि वो फर्स्ट उस यूनिट में आपका था हम्बोल्ट थे, कांट थे, कार्ल रीटर थे. इसमें आपका रिच्टोफेन और कौन कौन से हैं? अल्फ्रेड हेटनर है, फ्रेडरिच रार्जेल है, ब्लैश है, WM डेविस है, मैकिंडर है, बैरोस. बाप रे बाप, इसमें तो बहुत दे रखा है, बहुत है. इसको आपको थोड़ा मैं थोड़ा थोड़ा बता देती हूँ आपको थोड़ा, लेकिन इसको थोड़ा रीड आउट करना पड़ा, स्टोरी की तरह पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Richthofen is considered to be a pioneer in advancing the concept of chorology, which literally means the science of space. Chorology means the science of space. As geography is primarily a study of space in multiple dimensions and scales, the initially study is focused on spatial variation of phenomena in relation to man, means the word man signifies humanity at large. He was a geologist and was engaged in the study of rock and physical landforms of various continents and countries arising out of the underlying structure. He became a professor of geography at the University of the Bonn in 1877. He then came to Leipzig in 1883 and devoted himself to the study of geography and made a great effort in systematizing the subject. Richthofen came to the University of Berlin in 1886 to accept a new chair in geography and continued to work there. The primary focus of his research was physical geography. His definitions of geography runs as follows. Geography is the science of earth science, earth surface, and the things and the phenomena that are causally interrelated with it. Thus, this emphasis was on earth surface. His methodology involved observation of phenomena and their intensive investigation in a scholar dimensions from the smallest to the largest unit of space. He also stressed a comparative study of the larger area. It can therefore be assumed that he highlighted both spatial geography, which is descriptive, means your regional geography, and general geography, which is analytical, means systematic geography, and concerned with the explanation and formulation of general laws and principles as suggested by Varenius. Richthofen stated that the main focus of geography is to establish the relationship between phenomena, and Humboldt focused on this, but Ritter focused on human. Therefore, geography fell from the domain of analytical and chorological science. Ritter focused on the chorographical approach. Richthofen tried to bring back the focus of geographical research methodology on chorological and analytic approach. It was he who attempted to establish geography as a unifying discipline linking the problems of various sciences in unity. His contribution to the field of human geography is also significant. In this, he advocate a fourfold approaches, namely the outer form or accept interrelationship, causal relationship, and genetic development. He first coined the term anthropogeography. ये वाला जैसे नेट में आता है, who coined the term anthropogeography, ये वाला आता है, ठीक है, ये वाला रैडजेल, ठीक है, ये वाला रैडजेल ने टर्म कमेंट किया था, who was later taken up by he first coined Richthofen. नहीं, मुझे तो नहीं लगता, ये वाला थोड़ा मुझे डाउट है बेटा, ये वाला थोड़ा देखना, who coined the term एंथ्रोपोजियोग्राफी, क्योंकि ये इजी से नेट में आता है, रिस्टोफन या फर्ड्रिच रैडजेल, ये वाला थोड़ा आप लोग भी देखना, मैं भी देखूंगी, मुझे थोड़ा डाउट लग रहा है ये किसने कॉइन किया था ये वाला एंथ्रोपोजियोग्राफी. Richthofen categorization of 6 realms of nature, namely the land, the hydrosphere, the atmosphere, the plant and animal world, human and his material and spiritual culture, as well as his emphasis on their interrelationship, was immensely valuable for future research in geography. Next है आपका अल्फ्रेड हेटनर, born in 1859, death 1941. Alfred Hettner was interested in geography from the very beginning and studied under Richthofen. अल्फ्रेड हेटनर जो रिस्टोफन के अंडर में पढ़ते थे at the University of Bonn. He submitted his thesis under Radgel. तो रैडजेल इनके हेटनर के गुरु थे. His focus of the research was on physical geography. He traveled widely in South America, Russia, North Africa, and Asia for a considerable period of time and obtained knowledge about the field of techniques in geography. He remained at Heidelberg University till his retirement in 1928. Hettner had a profound influence on the development of regional geography, but he focused on the systematic method also and was of the opinion that both systematic and regional method are equally important in the study of geography. और क्या क्या है आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग. नेचर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी किसने लिखा था? नेचर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी 1939 हार्टस्ट्रोन ने लिखा था. द नेचर ऑफ ज्योग्राफी 1939. The next है फडरिच रैडजेल. फडरिच रैडजेल इम्पोर्टेंट है. 1844 में बर्न हुए थे, 1904 में उनकी डेथ हुई थी. फडरिच रैडजेल was a German geographer who contributed immensely during the foundation period of geography. His views are also extremely important in the evolution of geographical thought and geography. His book, his book Anthropogeography or Outline of the Influence of Geographical Environment upon History, published in 1882, referred to as Anthropogeography. तो एंथ्रोपोजियोग्राफी हो, जियोग्राफी, ये वाला फडरिच रैडजिल का ही बुक है. His book, Political Geography, influenced by the Darwin's theory of evolution, which was published in 1897, clearly reflect his idea about environmental determinism. In 1891, he published Anthropogeography 2, Volume 2, which discussed the concentrations and distribution of settlement forms, migrations, diffusion of cultural characteristics. Ratchel is generally associated with a major stream of and propagators of the idea of determinism. Ratchel has been the greatest single contributor to the development of geography of man, along with contribution to the ethnography. It is said that his work in German was not properly interpreted in the English speaking world. Radjil was of the view that man land relationship exists consistently in response to each other. Through Though Radjil is known for environmental determinism, he recognized the limitation of environment control, the human factors, believing man as an end product of evolution and survival of the fitness or natural selection of species to the physical environment. Radjil also studied zoology and reflected Darwin's work in his writing. He published travels of a naturalist on the experience of travel to Europe. After traveling to America, he wrote 2 volumes on physical and cultural geography of the USA. Then he returned to Germany and became a lecturer in geography in 1875 to promoted and continued as professor till 1886. Some of his ideas were prominently taken ahead by his American discipline, मिस एलन चर्चिल सैम्पल. ये एक अमेरिकन ज्योग्राफर थी, एक ही लेडी थी जो उस टाइम की अमेरिकन लेडी थी, अमेरिकन ज्योग्राफर who emphasized and popularized environmental determinism, Ellen Churchill Sample. Among others, in his major work Influence of Geographical Environment, published in 1911, Ellen Churchill said, man is a product of Earth's surface with strong support for environmental determinism. She believed that the environment influences every aspect of human being, including human behavior. नेक्स्ट है आपका ब्लैश, पॉल वाइडल डीला ब्लैश. Born on 1845, death 1918. Blash is regarded as a pioneer in human geography and initiated the concept of humanism in geographical studies. He was the first to establish an integration between physical and human attributes that are so interlinked together to become inseparable while analyzing the impact of one upon the other. He brought out the initiate influence of the environment on man, physical and social survival on the surface of the earth. His principle means the way of living or local culture, which includes your tradition, institution, language, habit, foods, etc., and reason for existence, have paved the way for modern human geography. He stressed the importance of viewing man in relation to the natural environment, and therefore his unit of research was pay, means your natural region with some homogeneous physical characteristics in France in their relation to its distinctive cultural milieu. He had close links with annals of schools of historians. He had initial training in the ancient history and literature. French geography had strong early connection to mapping and history, and this was sustained by Blash in his study of small religion regions in relations to their inhabitants, and in this he was inspired by Radgel's book Anthropogeography. His important works include Atlas Tableau de la Géographie de la France in 1903, Geography Universelle in 15th volumes, which were finished in 1948, and La France d'Est in 1917. His major postulates are as follows. Geography provides a new conceptions of the interrelationship between earth and human, a conception resulting from a more synthetic knowledge of the physical law governing our earth and the relations between the living being which inhabited it. He considered human as a geographic factor. Heidel did not give stress on natural laws. He repeatedly emphasized how societies had humanized nature for their own ends. He looked favorably upon colonization. He highlighted the progressive nature of human civilization. He lists the following distinctive concepts of the discipline. ज्योग्राफी रिकॉग्नाइज, इसको थोड़ा याद कर लेना, पढ़ लेना. ज्योग्राफी रिकॉग्नाइज द यूनिटी ऑफ टेरेस्ट्रियल phenomena. It therefore pursues a worldview and considerations of causes and generic types of groupings of terrestrial phenomena. Second one is your terrestrial phenomena are localized in varied combinations and modification of different set of phenomena. Third one is geography seeks to describe, localize and explain this covariation. Fourth one is that geography seeks to measure the influence of the environment, especially climate and vegetation on man. Fifth one is geography therefore seeks scientific method of defining and classifying terrestrial phenomena. Sixth one is your geography seeks to measure and localize the great part that human plays in modifying the face on of the earth. उसके बाद है W.M. Davis, William Morris Davis, born in 1850, death in 1934. Davis was a renowned American geographer whose main contribution was in field of physical geography, particularly landforms, their origin and development, the cycle of erosion and peniplanation. His method was empirical. His area of study included geography, geology, and meteorology. In America, he is considered to be the father of modern geomorphology. In America, not in the world, in America. In 1876, he obtained a position at Harvard University where he taught till 1912. He published a book on metrology entitled Elementary Methodology in Metrology in 1894. He devoted several years to studying landforms from the 1870s onwards and published a book entitled The Rivers and Valleys of Pennsylvania in 1889. He propounded a system of explanatory descriptions of landform. His basic concept of the evolution of landforms is based on the concept of structure, processes, and time or stage. Their main criticism were that he ignored other factors like weathering, variation in underlying structure and lithology and climatic factors. Also, his idea of beginning of erosion after the uplement of landmass was severely criticized. उसके बाद है आपका मैकिंडर. Harold J. Mackinder was born in 1861, death in 1947. He was an English geographer who was trained as a natural scientist at Oxford. His area of specialization was in geology. Later, he took an interest in history and was a firm believer in geography as having both physical and human component under one unified disciplines. He received a degree in biology in 1883 and one in modern history in 1884. In 1887, he published a book entitled One on the Scope and Methods of Geography, a manifesto for the new geography. In the same year, he was appointed a reader in geography at Oxford University, where he introduced the teaching of this subject. In 1893, he established Geographical Association, which disseminates geographical knowledge. He served as the president of the Geographical Association from 1916. He was an important propounder of regional school in geographical thought. One of his important article entitled The Physical Basis of Political Geography, which was published in 1890 in Scottish Geographical Magazine. In 1892, he became the first principal of University Extension College, Reading. In 1895, he was one of the founder member of the London School of Economics. In 1902, he published Britain and British Sea, which is still considered a seminal work in regional geography. Mackinder is associated with the introduction of geopolitical thought in geography with the publication of his famous article entitled The Geographical Pivot of History. ये वाला भी आता है यूजीसी नेट में. Geographical Pivot of History 1904 में किसने लिखा था, एंटाइटल क्या था? तो मैकिंडर जो था. In his work में उन्होंने heartland theory encompassing a global geopolitical order. He is also known for his geostrategic views. His next major work, Demographic Ideals and Reality, a study in the politics of reconstruction, was published in 1919. Here he presented his modified theory and of heartland, fully considered the geopolitical factors and world political reality after the end of the First World War. His contribution to the fostering the teaching of geography may be greater than any other single British geographer. He became a professor of geography in 1923 at the London School of Economics. His classical geopolitical and geostrategic views largely influenced the foreign policy of the USA during the Cold कोल्ड वॉर पीरियड एंड इवन लेटर। उसके बाद है बैरोज, हार्लन एच बैरोज। Harlan H. Harlan, born in 1877, death in 1960. He was an important American geographer who is associated with the introduction of the concept of human ecology in geography. In fact, geography was synonymous with human ecology for him. He understood geography in the light of ecology, which is fairly contemporaneous with the modern view of geography with little modification. He started teaching in Michigan in two institutes, namely Ferris Institute and Michigan State Normal College, before moving to the University of Chicago. In these two institutions, he taught both history and geography. He received a bachelor degree in geology in 1903 and became a professor of geography in 1914, and then chair of the department from 1919 until his retirement as professor emeritus in 1942. He propounded his thesis, Geography as Human Ecology, in 1922 in his presidential address to the Association of American Geographers. In this view, he tried to correlate man in relation to his biotic and abiotic elements. This view was a paradigm shift from the earliest views of environmental determinism. He has contributed immensely to the field of historical geography and the conservation of the environment and of natural resources. He is also known as an environmentalist. He advocated the central role of man in man environmental relationship. He had a long teaching career, and most of his work are documented in collection in the form of course notes, research paper, map, etc., categorized into several phases. लास्ट है आपका कार्लो सॉसर, ठीक है। इसके बाद ये वाला ब्लॉक 2 आपका कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। ये वाला ब्लॉक 2 का लास्ट है कार्लो सॉसर। कार्ल सॉसर born in 1889, death in 1975. Carl was an eminent American geographer who is known as the founder of the Berkeley School of Geography. He worked at the University of California, Berkeley, as a professor of geography in 1923 and remained there till becoming professor in 1957. He graduated from the University of Chicago and obtained his PhD from there in 1915. For several years, he taught at the University of Michigan. He is considered to be the propounder of cultural geography and the cultural landscape school of thought emerged from his seminal contribution to the field of cultural geography. His paper entitled The Morphology of Landscape, published in 1925, is still cited today. One of his best known work, entitled Agricultural Origin and Dispersal, was published in 1952. He directed more than 40 PhD dissertation in geography, and many of his students made immense contribution to the field of cultural geography. Source work in is characterized by a focus on the physical landscape and its modification by humans in their long processes of interaction. According to him, man is the agent of transformation of a physical landscape into a cultural landscape. He understood the cultural landscape as a genetic evolving entity. He also emphasized the cultural history of man. He, in fact, initiated the discipline of evolutionary landscape, science. His method was inductive and empirical. He also focused on the detrimental impact of man on nature. He was one of the chief proponents of the environmental possibilism concept. He made valuable contribution to the development of historical geography. ये था आपका ब्लॉक 2. देन आपका ब्लॉक 3 में द रीजनल कॉन्सेप्ट में हम पढ़ेंगे लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन, ज्योग्राफी एज ए स्पेशियल साइंस. कैन आई स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 minutes or I will be continue? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Can I start after 5 minutes or I can continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will start after 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
ब्लॉक 3 द रीजनल कॉन्सेप्ट, ठीक है, आपका ये ब्लॉक 3 में है रीजनल कॉन्सेप्ट, उसमें यूनिट 5 लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन हम पढ़ेंगे। लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन, लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन क्या होता है बेसिकली, वो क्या डील करते हैं लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन, बेसिकली दे आर डील विद द लैंडस्केप, उसके जो लैंडस्केप है उसके चेंजिंग पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ लैंडस्केप, नेचुरल हो गया, कल्चरल हो गया, फिर कोरोलॉजी क्रोनोलॉजी हो गया, डेफिनेशन एंड टाइप्स ऑफ रीजन विद फॉर्मल एंड फंक्शनल रीजन, ठीक है, ये है आपका लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन। जैसे कि द लैंडस्केप इज परसीव्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ ए पोर्शन ऑफ लैंड with its visible outer appearance with natural and cultural reflection, means the जैसे कि सपोज द नेचुरल लैंडस्केप, क्या होता है नेचुरल लैंडस्केप में आपके क्या क्या आएंगे, सपोज द लैंडफॉर्म्स लाइक माउंटेन, लैंडफॉर्म्स लाइक हिल, प्लेट्यूज, प्लेन, कोस्ट, डेजर्ट एरिया, वाटर बॉडीज, सॉइल, वेजिटेशन, ये सब आपका फिजिकल में आएगा, नेचुरल में आएगा, नेचुरल लैंडस्केप। कल्चरल लैंडस्केप में क्या आएगा, कल्चरल लैंडस्केप में आपके इंक्लूड होंगे कल्चरल फीचर्स और ह्यूमन क्रिएशन ओवर द नेचुरल लैंडस्केप। Similarly, a region is the basis of geographically studies, which is a piece of land with homogeneity in one or a combination of physical or cultural criteria. ठीक है, देन क्या क्या चेंजिंग पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ लैंडस्केप है, the concept of landscape has traveled a long distance in academic discussions to reach its present destination, and the journey is still far from over. The journey is started from Germany in Greek antiquity with the concept of area. Area means a plane surface with टू डायमेंशन, जिसका लेंथ भी होगा विड्थ भी होगा, ट्रांसलेटिंग द जर्मन लैंडस्केप as landscape without qualification has lent much unnecessary confusion in the English language. However, German preferred to use the term to indicate an area of land immediate in size, smaller in size than an area, claiming that a region may connote a larger piece of area than the geographer may wish to select as a unit of landscape, suggest a very much smaller piece. On the contrary, Curbs urges that the distinction between land and landscape is not of size. The suffix of land is used for larger areas such as England, which while the same is used for much smaller units such as Seager land. In the late 1980s and 90s, Cosgrove in 1998 and Dennels in 1988 promoted an innovative definition of landscape as a way of seeing and representing the world. Gillan Rose in 1993 further advanced the definition by stating that the landscape way of seeing was particularly the masculinist gauge, means your engagement with the concept and the methodological development therein to continue to bring about new innovation, new exploration, new ideas, new thoughts in the 21st century. Natural and cultural landscape. Natural and cultural landscape का क्या differentiate है? The geographer in America particularly the Berkeley School of California, under the leadership of Carl Ortin, emerged as pioneer and suggested that landscape is a more encompassing and appropriate tool of analysis in geography as compared to the identification of reason, particularly economic and resource reason. Moreover, geographers across the world, academia, though did not agree with Saur, yet they realized the danger of overqualifications and predominance of instrumental rationality and felt concern about the theoretical improvement of the discipline and pleaded the advantages of practical human emancipatory and rationality. There are no doubts that space as a concept brought in rich theoretical rigorous in geography but overemphasizes on theory and abstractions placed the discipline at one extreme, the other being overqualification or reason as an analytical concept or a simple container of wealth, culture, power, and legality. Therefore, there was a need to find the middle ground to harness the advantages of both concepts and minimize their limitation. The geographers found it convenient to recorrect the concept cultural landscape formulated by Saur. The imperatives of re-emphasizing the cultural landscape were to include human as an inseparable part of landscape, means natural and cultural. For Sosokal, the division between the natural and cultural landscape was artificial. While for him, geography is an inclusive discipline. According to him, natural landscape constitutes the physical attributes of the environment, both biotic and abiotic, while the cultural landscape constitutes the activities of human beings to make their collective social existence possible by constantly interacting and modifying social relation and transforming the natural landscape into human artifact, that is your cultural landscape. The evolution of the cultural landscape is not unilateral as far as human beings are concerned. It is the result of conscious human interactions with the natural environment. In his inductive approach, Carl recommended the application of the morphological method in dealing with the landscape with the following three postulates. क्या क्या है? First one, there is a unit of organic or quasi-organic quality, that is a structure to which certain components are necessary. These component elements are called forms. Second is similarity of forms in different structure in recognized because of functional equivalence, the forms then being homologous. And third one is your the structure element may be placed in series spatially into a developmental sequence ranging from incipient to the final or complete stage. Then आपका है landscape chronology. Then reason, definition, and types. This one important. Landscape chronology Otto Scholter admitted to the importance of studying the changing over time in the study of landscape, but only as its secondary concern. Carl Saur, in his conceptualizations of cultural landscape, was concerned with temporal changes. In French regional geography, landscape chronology or reconstruction of former landscape type was important for regional synthesis. Landscape chronology is concerned understanding the development of landscape over time on the basis of relict elements in the contemporary landscape. In other words, it is the studies, the form, and then goes to the decouples, the processes. Landscape chronology might also include the concept to sequent occupants as proposed by Derwent Whitsley in 1929. It meant stages in the development of an area or a particular region, landscape, often brought about by a new immigrant culture. Landscape chronology is the history of landscape and its study or the evolution of landscape. It is the scientific reconstruction of previous existing landscape for explaining the evolution of landscape. समझ में आया लैंडस्केप क्रोनोलॉजी क्या है? Have you understand what is landscape chronology? Can anyone can answer what is landscape? Tell me what is landscape chronology? Can anyone tell me? Landscape chronology is the history of landscape and its study or the evolution of landscape. It is the scientific reconstruction of previous existing landscape for explaining the evolution of landscape. नेक्स्ट है आपका रीजन डेफिनेशन एंड इट्स टाइप्स. रीजन क्या है? कैन एनीवन से मी व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रीजन? रीजन क्या है?
मैम एरिया.
एरिया कौन से एरिया? विच एरिया? कौन से एरिया को इंडिकेट करता है? इट इज एन ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया और ए पॉलिटिकल एरिया और ए इकोनॉमिक और ए हिस्टोरिकल एरिया. It is
Ma'am,
also defined a boundary also. Yes.
ma'am, region means a particular tract of land, a piece of area.
Piece of area, but it is identified something, na? But it is piece of land. It is maybe a which reason we can identify each and every area to a particular reason. उसका एक नाम
Yes,
होता
ma'am.
है.
Yes, ma'am. There are many reasons, like as you said, geographical reason, political reason, cultural reason.
Yes. Region is a cohesive area that is homogeneous in selected defining criteria and is distinguished from neighboring areas or region by those criteria. Either हम geographical area से उनसे अलग हो, either हम homogeneous से उनसे अलग हो, either neighboring area political boundary से हम अलग हो. ठीक है? Therefore, an area which can stand alone, a region presupposes the existence of the other region possessing dissimilar characteristics. It is an exercise of creating the spatial other which is conspicuous by its absence in the case of an area. The criteria for creating the order may be on the basis of a single feature called single feature reason, multi-feature reason on the basis of the nodality, जिसको हम nodal reason भी कहते हैं. Some of the common examples of reason in geographical studies are physiographic reason, climatic reason, resource reason, social reason, cultural reason, economic reason, political reason, administrative reason. ठीक है? The reason is an area of the earth's surface according to Taylor. A reason is an area, unit area of the earth's surface differentiated by its specific characteristics. Any surface over the earth's surface where physical conditions are homogeneous is reason. A reason is a complex of land, water, air, plant, animal, and man regarded under their spatial relationship as together constituting a definite portion of Earth's surface. ठीक है, ये सारे बहुत सारे रीजन के डेफिनेशन है. किन किन ज्योग्राफर ने रीजन को लेके अपना डेफिनेशन दिया है. रीजन इज एन एरिया डिलिमिटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ होमोजेनिटी ऑफ लैंड, कैरेक्टर एंड ऑक्युपेंस. रीजन आपके जो हैं some of the pertinent questions regarding the reason are कैसे, जैसे कि आइडेंटिटी ऑफ रीजन क्या होना चाहिए, एक आइडेंटिटी रीजन का क्या होना चाहिए, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द रीजन क्या होना चाहिए, टैक्सोनॉमी ऑफ रीजन क्या होना चाहिए, मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ द रीजन क्या होना चाहिए. ये चार चीज रीजन के अंदर हमको पढ़ना है. फर्स्ट वन इज आइडेंटिटी ऑफ अ रीजन. आइडेंटिटी ऑफ अ रीजन मीन्स आपको पता है रीजन इज presupposes the existence of other reason. No reason exists in isolation. It is imperative for a reason to have the following attributes to exist: its unique textual features and other relative homogeneity across its time and spatial dimension, meaning thereby the identity of a reason reinforces the existence of other reasons in relation to the following two assumptions. क्या क्या assumptions होने चाहिए reasons को identity के लिए? Are reasons unique in terms of their attribute as they possesses? Second होना चाहिए, do the interrelationship among these attribute contribute to reinforcing the uniqueness of given by the reason? ये दो assumptions identity करते हैं एक reason को. Objectives of a reason क्या होना चाहिए? Many geographers have diverse opinions about the objective of a reasons. ठीक है, there are some who believe that the demarcation or delineations of a reason is an end in itself, and the main task of a geographer is to evolve an objective methodology for the identification of a reason. The geographical studies should help in the identification, demarcation of reason, and it should be left to other researcher within and across discipline to use the reasonal frame to conduct their research further. There are others who hold diametrically opposite views and contest that identification of the reason is only a means to achieve the desired ends. They also contest the behind the curtain role against assigned to the geographer and argue that mean and end are inseparable from each other, and artificially separating the two will only dilute with a dynamic branch of knowledge, that is geography, with its two equally important and interdependent subject matter, that is nature and culture, constantly interacting with each other through a dynamic network of technical and institutional assets, But above all this, there is their reservation about reducing reason as a simple artifact of geographer. Reasons, according to them, is a highly versatile, analytical as well epistemical tool. टैक्सोनॉमी ऑफ रीजन, टैक्सोनॉमी रीजन क्या होता है? ये जो है टैक्सोनॉमी, ये डिफरेंसेस ऑफ ओपिनियंस, इट बेस्ड ऑन द डिफरेंसेस ऑफ ओपिनियन अबाउट द सब्जेक्ट मैटर एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ अ रीजन ऑफ द ज्योग्राफर आल्सो हैव शार्प डिवीजन अबाउट द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ रीजन. रीजन को इन्होंने डिवाइड किया है, जैसे कि रीजन बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल, इसके अंदर आपका सब थीम से रीजंस बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल में प्रिंसिपल ऑफ होमोजेनिटी, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंटरलिंकिंग, साइज ऑफ रीजन, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ जेनिस, देन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, देन मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ डिमार्केशन ऑफ रीजन. ठीक है, ये जो चार चीज है ये टैक्सोनॉमी ऑफ रीजन के अंडर में बेस्ड है फॉर द डिफरेंसेस ऑफ ओपिनियन. रीजन बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल में जो पहला है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ होमोजेनिटी, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ होमोजेनिटी में इन्होंने 3 पार्ट किया है, नेचुरल रीजन, कल्चरल रीजन, इकोनॉमिक रीजन. नेचुरल रीजन में आपका आ जाएगा फिजियोग्राफी रीजन, क्लाइमेटिक रीजन, नेचुरल वेजिटेशन एंड सॉइल रीजन एक्सेट्रा. कल्चरल में आपका आ जाएगा वैसे लिंग्विस्टिक रीजन, रीजन आइडेंटिफाइड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ बिलीफ सिस्टम, ethnic composition, then racial system, then socio-cultural practices, ये आपके आ जाएंगे. थर्ड में आपका जो इकोनॉमिक रीजन्स है, रिसोर्सेस रीजन्स, इंडस्ट्रियल रीजन, एग्रीकल्चर रीजन, ट्रेड एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट रीजन, ये आपका प्रिंसिपल ऑफ होमोजेनिटी में आएगा. 3, नेचुरल रीजन, कल्चरल रीजन, इकोनॉमिक रीजन. देन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंटरलिंकिंग, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंटरलिंकिंग में एक सेकंड, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंटरलिंकिंग में आपका फ्लो ऑफ कमोडिटीज, जैसे कि आपका रॉ मटेरियल, इंपोर्टिंग एंड एक्सपोर्टिंग रीजन, ट्रेडिंग ब्लॉक्स, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंपोर्टिंग एंड एक्सपोर्टिंग रीजन्स, कंट्रीज. देन आपका आएगा मूवमेंट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, जैसे कि रीजन सब्जेक्टेड टू आउट माइग्रेशन हुआ, जैसे कि पुश फैक्टर, इमिग्रेशन हुआ, इन माइग्रेशन हुआ, पुल फैक्टर हुआ. देन फ्लो ऑफ कैपिटल, जैसे कि फेवरेबल हुआ, अनफेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट हुआ. देन कैपिटल इंपोर्टिंग एंड एक्सपोर्टिंग रीजन और कंट्रीज हुआ. देन फ्लो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, सेल्फ सफिशिएंट एंड डिपेंडेंट रीजन इन द जनरेशन एंड प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, ये आपका प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंटरलिंकिंग में आएगा. थर्ड में आपका आएगा साइज ऑफ रीजन, साइज ऑफ रीजन में आपका आएगा मैक्रो रीजन, मेसो रीजन, माइक्रो रीजन, लोकल रीजन. मैक्रो रीजन में आपका आएगा ट्रिपल टेक्टोनिक रीजन ऑफ इंडिया, वाटर रिसोर्सेस रीजन, क्लाइमेटिक रीजन. मेसो रीजन में जैसे कि रिवर बेसिन आ गया, वाटर शेड आ गया. माइक्रो में आएगा जैसे ब्लॉक लेवल, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल प्लानिंग रीजन, माइक्रो वाटरशेड रीजन. लोकल रीजन में आपका विलेज लेवल प्लानिंग रीजन आएगा. देन आपका डी में होगा प्रिंसिपल ऑफ जेनेसिस, इसमें आपका नेटिव रीजन, नेटिव मतलब आपका स्पेसिफिक रीजन क्या है. नेटिव स्पेसिफिक रीजन में इट एग्जिस्ट मेनली इन द माइथ, कल्चर एंड बिलीफ ऑफ द नेटिव पॉपुलेशन with strong social acceptance without much objective basis, idea of homeland, motherland, geobody. Instituted reason आएगा सेकेंड में, जो कि दिस आर क्रिएटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ administrative convenience and regulated through well established administrative structures such as district, block, etc. The reason exists till the administrative need it satisfy. Denoted reason, these are created for accomplishing specific tasks and become outdated after obtaining the desired objective such as planning reason. ये था आपका टैक्सोनॉमी ऑफ रीजन के अंदर, रीजन बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल के अंदर 4 कैटेगरीज थे. अब है आपका प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिविटी. इसी के सॉरी टैक्सोनॉमी के अंदर प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिविटी है 5वां नंबर। इसमें ये वाला इंपॉर्टेंट है। प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिव में फॉर्मल रीजन किसको कहते हैं, फंक्शनल रीजन किसको कहते हैं, नोडल रीजन किसको कहते हैं। ये 3 पॉइंट जो है बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। फॉर्मल रीजन ये क्वेश्चंस आता है 2 मार्क्स या 3 मार्क्स जो भी आपका शॉर्ट टाइप से आ सकता है मे बी। इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एन ऑब्जेक्टिव रीजन। जो फॉर्मल रीजन है it is also called an objective reason demarcated on the basis of facts independent of human efforts. A formal reason an aerial entity and in itself and can be identified and mapped objectively. जैसे कि आपका फिजियोग्राफिक डिवीजन, फिजियोग्राफिक डिवीजन हुआ, फिजियोग्राफिक रीजन हुआ, वेजिटेशन हुआ, सॉइल हुआ, क्लाइमेटिक रीजन हुआ, ये सब चीजें आपके फॉर्मल रीजन में आएंगे। फंक्शनल रीजन क्या है? इट इज created on the basis of the objective and purposes. It is subjective in nature. जैसे कि with changes in आपका कल्चर हो गया, इकोनॉमी हो गया, स्पाशियल इंटरेक्शन हो गया, ये सब फंक्शनल रीजन में आएगा। दो geographers try to construct the functional reason as objectively as possible based on quantitative facts, there are some elements of subjectivity that continue to persist. जैसे कि पीटर हैगेट ने आइडेंटिफाई किया था 6 एलिमेंट्स ऑफ ए फंक्शनल रीजन। क्या क्या आइडेंटिफाई किया था फंक्शनल रीजन में? जैसे कि आपका मूवमेंट होना चाहिए, एक प्रॉपर चैनल्स होगा, नोड्स होगा, हायरार्की होगा, सरफेस होगा, डिफ्यूजन होगा, trade and transport reason and planning reason are the sum of the common examples of functional reason. थर्ड है आपका नोडल रीजन। नोडल रीजन में नोडल रीजन इज ए फंक्शनल रीजन with a difference where a node mostly a city, ठीक है। नोडल रीजन जो होता है वो सबसे बड़ा होता है, ठीक है। नोडल रीजन जो हेड होता है exercise its predominance over the activities of the area of its influence. Port is an example of a nodal reason. Then आपका है methodology of demarcation of reason. क्या क्या मेथड्स को हम यूज करेंगे एक रीजन को डिमार्केशन करने के लिए? The identifications of a formal reason is simpler than the identification of the functional and nodal reason. Formal reason are demarcated on the basis of the element of the physical environment. जैसे कि आपका altitude हो गया, elevation हो गया, climate हो गया, vegetation हो गया, soil हो गया, drainage हो गया and the presence of water bodies. ये सब चीजों को लेके एक फॉर्मल रीजन आइडेंटिफाई किया जाता है। एज कंपेयर टू दिस द डिमार्केशन ऑफ द फंक्शनल रीजन involves the opinion, attitude, purpose and subjectivity of researcher. Therefore, change in the criteria selected for the identification of the reason also changes. जैसे कि क्रिस्टलर और लॉस का सेंट्रल प्लेस थ्योरी, जिप्स का डिस्टेंस, डिके मॉडल, ग्रेविटी मॉडल, ये सब एग्जाम्पल से आपका डिमार्केशन ऑफ रीजन के लिए। It have been very common in geography for the identification of reason under the quantitative revolution and in the name of multidisciplinary research. The use of factor and principal component analysis has increased for the demarcation of functional reason in geographical research. Then आपका है formal and functional reason. Formal reason क्या है? Formal reason as defined above, a formal reason an aerial entity. It is an end in itself and can be identified and mapped objectively. For example, जैसे कि आपका physiographic reason हो गया, vegetation reason हो गया, soil climatic reason, cultural reason, linguistic reason, etc. These are the examples of formal reason. This kind of reason is also known as objective reason, demarcated on the basis of facts independent of human efforts. Functional reason में आपका it is an area delineated around certain focal points specially related to the specific function or services. It is created on the basis of certain objectives and purposes. It gets modified with modification in culture, economy, spatial interactions. Further, the boundaries of these regions are quantitatively defined and have movement, network, nodes, hierarchy, surface, diffusion as elements. For examples, are the reason of daily commuters. Daily commuters में जैसे कि आप एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पे जहाँ पे जाते हो, सर्टेन नोड्स, टाउन हो गया, सिटी हो गया, किसी भी काम को लेके, जैसे कि आपको द रीजन ऑफ वेजिटेबल एंड मिल्क सप्लाई टू द नोड, रीजन ऑफ द वेजिटेबल और मिल्क वो आपका नोड जो है फंक्शनल रीजन है। तो आपको उस एरिया से नोड को किस तरह से जो कम्यूटर से ट्रांसपोर्टेशन से वो सारे आपके फंक्शनल रीजन में आएंगे। जैसे कि न्यूज़पेपर सप्लाई फ्रॉम द नोड टू द सराउंडिंग, ठीक है। नोड जो है आपका फंक्शनल रीजन है, वहां से सब चीज आपका फंक्शन होगा। ये क्वेश्चन में भी आ सकता है, व्हाट इज द रीजन एंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फॉर्मल एंड फंक्शनल रीजन। ये क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट है। और ये वाला भी है, एक्सप्लेन नेचुरल एंड कल्चरल लैंडस्केप है। देन व्हाट इज रीजन, गिव अ डिटेल्ड अकाउंट ऑफ देयर टाइप्स विथ एग्जांपल। इसमें बहुत सारे आपके मतलब बुक्स में दे रखा है क्वेश्चंस। आप अगर इसको ही थोड़ा पढ़ लेंगे तो दैट इज एनफ फॉर यू, क्योंकि इसमें आपका टर्मिनल क्वेश्चंस, असेसमेंट, ये सारी चीजें दे रखे हैं। यूनिट 6 में आपका है वो वाला, यूनिट 5 था आपका। यूनिट 5 में हमने पढ़ा अभी आपका लैंडस्केप एंड रीजन। देन यूनिट 6 में है अभी हमारा ज्योग्राफी एज ए स्पेशियल साइंस। मैं थोड़ा सा टाइम है, मैं पढ़ा देती हूँ, क्योंकि कल हम एडवांस वाला भी पढ़ेंगे। इसका जो आज कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाएगा उसको भी देखेंगे। कल हमारा एडवांस टू ज्योग्राफिकल थॉट है, MGG 008 पेपर का। इसमें हमारा जो है ज्योग्राफी एज ए स्पेशियल साइंस। स्पेशियल्स मीन्स यू नो दैट स्पेशियल्स मीन्स इज ऑलवेज रिलेटेड टू द स्पेस, but its meaning and connotations have varied with its changing philosophical tradition. According to the Helen, geographers are concerned with space not for its own sake, only for what it may mean for the phenomena they study. No other empirical disciplines allow space to play such an important role in its approach to the world and its one cell definition. For example, in classical regional geography, there was a focus on the notion of absolute space, wherein geographers used to divide the earth into homogeneous parts known as regions. They studied each part holistically and in detail to bring out their individuality and speciality by describing their absolute location, size, and shape among other elements. स्पेस का मीनिंग एंड टाइप्स क्या है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्पेस एंड इट्स टाइप्स, ठीक है। द टर्म स्पेस कैरीज मेनी connotations and has been subjected to diverse meanings and interpretation. It is one of the most complex concept to define. In geography, the term space mean extent or an area. usually expressed in terms of the earth surface. More specifically, it refers to a dimension within which matter is located or a grid within which substantive items are contained. It doesn't mean space in the sense of outer space or space in the sense of the arrangement of things in orderly row. According to Marchson in 2007, describe 3 ways of measuring space: absolute, relative and consecutive. तो हम अभी 3 टाइप्स पढ़ेंगे उसका। एब्सोल्यूट स्पेस क्या है, रिलेटिव क्या है, और एक है रिलेशनल, जिसको उन्होंने बोला था कॉन्सिडरेटिव स्पेस। कहाँ पे? एब्सोल्यूट, रिलेटिव एंड रिलेशनल, 3 है। एब्सोल्यूट स्पेस क्या है? एब्सोल्यूट स्पेस इज ए मैथमेटिकल स्पेस डिस्क्राइब थ्रू points, lines, areas, planes, and configuration whose relationship can be fixed precisely through mathematical reasoning. There is also another mathematical space, the topological space. This space is defined as the connection or connectivity between points in space. देन आपका रिलेटिव स्पेस क्या है? द रिलेटिव मेजरमेंट ऑफ स्पेस कैन टेक द फॉर्म ऑफ सोशियो इकोनॉमिक, कल्चरल स्पेस। द सोशियो इकोनॉमिक स्पेस कंसिस्ट ऑफ आपका साइट्स हो गया, लोकेशन हो गया, सिचुएशंस हो गया, रूट्स हो गया, रीजन हो गया, पैटर्न हो गया। ठीक है। The experimental space consists of a space where groups live and interact to each other. थर्ड वाला जो आपका है वो है आपका रिलेशनल स्पेस। रिलेशनल वो क्या है? वो है इट इज डिफाइंड एंड मेजर इन टर्म्स ऑफ वैल्यूज, feelings, beliefs, and perceptions to which people relate. ठीक है। ये आपका था 3 टाइप ऑफ स्पेस: एब्सोल्यूट स्पेस, रिलेटिव स्पेस, रिलेशनल स्पेस। देन नेक्स्ट है आपका मीनिंग ऑफ ज्योग्राफी एज स्पाशियल साइंस। ज्योग्राफी का मीनिंग क्या है? as a spatial science. Geography as emerged as a spatial science during the 1950s in reaction to the dominant regional paradigm. The term spatial means relating to space or having the character of space. It also stands for relationship between objects in space. The spatial science means the traditional science was the central focus of much of the quantitative and theoretical geography that developed in the Anglo-American tradition from the 1950s to 1960s. Definition of geography as spatial science clearly aimed at elevating geography to the level of science by not only identifying and mapping pattern of location and distribution of geographical phenomena on the earth's surface, but also providing explanation for the same. Some of the important characteristics of spatial science tradition in geography are as follows. First one, a paradigm shift in geography from ideographic concern to mnemonic concern. Strongly positivism in orientation, application of statistical and mathematical techniques to measure regularity and order in the spatial location and distribution of phenomena. Focus on the study of the earth as spatial system, formulation करना, testing करना of spatial hypothesis, analysis and prediction of point जैसे कि line, flow, area, pattern, ये सब। देन आपका डेवलपमेंट ऑफ स्पाशियल मॉडल, development of morphological laws for predicting and forecasting spatial pattern, application of GIS and remote sensing, आपका लोकेशन, स्पाशियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, स्पाशियल इंट्रैक्शन, स्पाशियल डिफ्यूजन, स्पाशियल ऑटो कोरिलेशन, ये सारी चीजें आपके स्पाशियल साइंस के डेफिनेशन में इंक्लूड है. जो स्पाशियल साइंस हम बोलते हैं, व्हाट डू मीन बाय स्पाशियल साइंस, ज्योग्राफी एज ए स्पाशियल साइंस, तो ये सारी चीजें इंक्लूड है. आपका लोकेशन इंक्लूड है उसमें, स्पाशियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इंक्लूड है, स्पाशियल इंटरेक्शन इंक्लूड है, स्पाशियल डिफ्यूजन, इंटरेक्शन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, स्पाशियल ऑटो कोरिलेशन. देन आपका है प्रोसेसेस इन स्पेस एंड प्लेस. क्या क्या प्रोसेसेस होना चाहिए स्पेस एंड प्लेस में? Space and place are the two of the most contested concept in geography. Both concepts have been subjected to varied definition and interpretation. However, their precise meaning is crucial from the point of view of understanding the operation of spatial processes that shape the structures of space and characteristics of specific places. जैसे कि सपोज ज्योग्राफर डिफाइन स्पेस एज द अर्थ सरफेस एंड प्लेस एज पार्ट ऑफ इट. स्पेस refers to the separation between entities and in an open area. Place, on the other hand, is understood as a part of the space and get its identity through its consecutive and circumstantial elements such as memories, events, action, etc. Space and place are enmeshed in myriad ways wherein place becomes space and space. The physical and socio-economic processes operate across space and in specific place. Further, both concepts are enmeshed in complex way. Therefore, John in 2011 has emphasized the need to examine the concept of space and place together while studying spatial processes. He is of view that the question of space and place in geographical knowledge is ultimately not just about whether. The question of where matters in the way that when does in explaining how and even why something happens. It is also about how it matters, given that both space and place are about the where of things and their relative innovations has usually signaled different understanding of what where means. It best to examine them together rather than separately. टुमारो क्लास में हम लोग नेक्स्ट है आपका टेरिटोरियलिटी, ये है. देन ग्लोबलाइजेशन एंड स्पेशियल इंटरडिपेंडेंस, देन जेंडर स्पेस एंड प्लेस, देन मॉडर्न एंड पोस्ट मॉडर्न ज्योग्राफी, कंक्लूडिंग डिस्कोर्स. बस इतना है. ये होने से आपका पूरा ब्लॉक 1, 2, 3 कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. नेक्स्ट आपका टुमारो हम MGG 008 पढ़ाएंगे. उसका भी शायद आई थिंक 3 ही ब्लॉक होगा, तो 3 ब्लॉक हम उसको डिस्कस करेंगे कल. क्या क्या है इसका, जो ब्लॉक 3 का रीजनल कॉन्सेप्ट में जो जो लेफ्ट है वो कल मैं उसको पढ़ा दूंगी. क्या क्या है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन, स्पेशल इंटरडिपेंडेंस, gender, space and place. Tomorrow I will teach on this 3 to 4 topics.